Welcome members to a weekly update here. Please check the other video, which is the overall market view, where we look at short and long-term trends. Here's where we home in on individual trades for members only. Let's catch up on again, as I said last week, I do this it's not rehearsed or scripted. I thinking aloud here, so you truly can look over my shoulder on a Sunday evening when I look at individual trades and look at the week ahead about any possible trades I want to come up with. As I mentioned last week, I was looking increasingly positive by the gold action, and the GDXJ, the junior gold miners, had broken above the 40-week here, the blue line, and they're holding above it nicely, so that's good. And then the senior miners, the larger miners, had caught up, but rather frustratingly, it closed just below the 40-week. Even though, I mean, my trade I was in on the GDXJ, so that's fine, but the GDX is holding up here. What's making me hang on though is that the RSI here, I'm still looking at, still above 55%, so I'm I think that's looking fine. The metal itself, GLD, sort of hanging in there, catching up. The miners lead the metal. The individual stock trade I was looking at is Royal Gold, and it's kind of closed. It's a little bit neutral. I mean, and there's the daily chart on Royal Gold. Strictly speaking, I would exit that because it closed below the weekly, but I still like the RSI above the 50% line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out half of my position, kind of hedge things a little bit. But I still think that's a nice trade. So that's fine. Let's look at the EWZ to see if that's come into buying range yet. And no, it's still high up there. That's doing well. What else have we got here? We've got PEIX. That had just a sideways week if you'd have got in on that. And what else do we have here? We have got CF. That kind of slipped a little bit this week, but bounced off of the 50-day, which was fine. I think as long as this one stays in this kind of upwards trend here above the 50-day, I'm happy letting that one carry on. Credit Suisse, CE, similar thing. As I said last week, it stunk a little bit, but this week it caught up again. Still in its, as you can see, the diagonal long-term trend there, chugging away there. Still in that trade, doing nicely. What else have we got here? Those are really the main trades that are open. If you look at the overall market view right now, as I explained, this is a very extended market. I'm not adding to my positions. I'm not shorting anything either. I just think this thing needs to cool off a bit. If it wants to go higher, fine. That's going to benefit my open trades. But I'm not going to open any new trades right now because I'm getting increasingly concerned that, some pullback has to happen shortly. So, and, newly open trades are vulnerable. And remember, we're only interested in playing this game if the odds are in our favour, and purely because I think some pullback has to happen. I don't want any new trades right now. And regarding the Make Mama Millionaire trades, they have to be those slam dunk trades, and that certainly doesn't apply when I'm expecting some kind of pullback, which is normal and healthy. When that pullback does come, I'm going to be waiting right there for some really nice trades, and this is undoubtedly some kind of second wind of a long-term bull market here. And when the healthy pullback comes, there's going to be definitely going to be one there that I cherry pick for us. So that's all for this week, and I will speak to you next time.